What do you think of when you hear the phrase, growing your own food? Most people immediately imagine large fruit trees, apple trees, pear trees, peach trees, standing tall in a garden, heavily loaded with fruit in late summer. And yes, if you look at productivity per tree, they can absolutely be impressive. One mature tree can produce a large amount of food in a single season. But there's a problem with how we usually think about productivity. We tend to focus on size instead of efficiency. Fruit trees take a lot of space. They often need years before they even start producing properly, and they require ongoing care, pruning, feeding, pest management, just to maintain that level of output. Now, imagine if we shift the way we measure food production. Instead of asking, how much does one plant produce? We ask something different. How much food do we get per square foot, per season, and per unit of effort? When you look at it this way, the picture changes completely. Because right at ground level, often overlooked beneath taller plants, there are smaller, low-growing crops that can produce an incredible amount of food in a surprisingly small space. And many of them don't take years to establish. They don't require complex care. In fact, some of the most efficient food plants are the ones most people barely notice. Today, let's walk through 20 of them. We'll start with small fruiting plants. And don't dismiss any of them too quickly, because some of the most familiar plants might actually be the most productive ones in your entire garden when you look at them the right way. Let's begin. Strawberries are the perfect starting point. A strawberry plant is never really just one plant. Under good conditions, a single plant can produce about 1 to 1.5 kilograms of fruit in a season. That already sounds impressive for something so small. They typically begin producing from late spring into early summer, depending on climate and variety. But the real advantage isn't just the fruit, it's how the plant spreads. Strawberries send out runners, which are horizontal stems that root into the soil and form new plants. One plant becomes two, then four, then an entire patch. Over time, you are not maintaining a single plant. You are managing a self-expanding system. While fruit trees take years to mature, strawberries are already producing, expanding, and multiplying in the very first year. Now let's move to raspberries. Raspberries work in a completely different way. Instead of spreading outward like strawberries, they grow upward. This vertical growth is their biggest advantage. You can train them on trellises, plant them in narrow rows, and stack production into vertical space that most gardeners waste. A mature raspberry plant can produce about 3 to 5 kilograms of fruit per season. Even better, the root system can remain productive for 10 to 20 years, sometimes longer with care. Once established, raspberries become a long-term production system. High yield, vertical structure, and low space requirements. That combination makes them extremely efficient per square foot. Blackberries take a different approach again. If raspberries are structured and controlled, blackberries are more independent. They are tough, adaptable, and almost self-managing once established. They can grow in poor soil, tolerate partial shade, and require very little maintenance. A single plant can produce around 1 to 2 kilograms of fruit per year, usually in mid to late summer. The root system can live for over 10 years, and new canes continuously replace old ones in a natural cycle of renewal. Even better, when cane tips touch the ground, they can root and form new plants. That means a small planting can gradually expand on its own. Now we come to blueberries, which are a completely different story. Blueberries are not fast. They are not aggressive. They are long-term investments. They take time to establish, but once mature, a single bush can produce around 5 to 10 kilograms of fruit every year, consistently, for many seasons. The key requirement is soil. Blueberries need acidic soil with a low pH. This is where many people fail, not because the plant is difficult, but because the environment is wrong. If you get it right, though, you're not just growing a plant. You are building a system that can produce for 10 to 20 years. Currants are one of the most overlooked fruiting plants, not because they are weak, but because they are simply not as well known. They are extremely easy to grow, tolerate shade, resist disease, and require very little maintenance once established. A single plant can produce around 2 to 4 kilograms of fruit per year. They are also stable producers, even in smaller or less ideal gardens. Gooseberries take productivity even further in dense form. When in season, the branches can be completely covered in fruit. A small bush can produce about 2 to 5 kilograms per year. They are cold-hardy, adaptable, and require minimal care. This makes them excellent for high yield in limited space. Then we have honeyberries, one of the earliest fruits in the entire garden. They often ripen even before strawberries, which makes them incredibly valuable for filling that early season gap when almost nothing else is ready. A bush can produce around 2 to 4 kilograms per year, and once established, they are extremely cold-hardy and low maintenance. Lingonberries are small, but powerful when used as ground cover. They grow low to the ground, spread slowly, and stay evergreen. Individually, they are small, but over time they form dense carpets of productive plants that can produce fruit in late summer and sometimes again in early fall. Aronia is often planted as an ornamental shrub, but it is actually one of the highest yielding fruit plants available. A single plant can produce around 5 to 12 kilograms per year. It is extremely hardy, drought tolerant, and grows in poor soil without difficulty. Sea buckthorn is often called orange gold because of its bright berries and incredible nutritional value. A single plant can produce around 5 to 10 kilograms of fruit per year. It is extremely resilient, handling drought, cold, and poor soil where many other plants fail. Now, up to this point, we've only looked at fruiting shrubs and berries. But the real shift happens when we move into vegetables, because here, productivity becomes even faster. Whole beans are one of the clearest examples of continuous production. The more you harvest, the more they produce. When grown on a trellis, they use vertical space efficiently, turning a small footprint into a high-output system. A single setup can produce harvests multiple times per week for 2 to 3 months. It's not a one-time crop, it's a continuous supply. Peas fill an important seasonal gap. They grow in cool weather, early spring or late fall, when many other crops are not producing. They are ideal for extending your harvest season and maximizing garden productivity throughout the year. Cherry tomatoes are another powerhouse. A single plant can produce hundreds of fruits in one season under good conditions. They grow quickly, often ready within a few months, making them one of the fastest high-yield crops available. Cucumbers grow even faster. In some cases, a small fruit can be ready in just a few days. They thrive on trellises, where vertical growth improves airflow and increases production. Malabar spinach is one of the best heat-tolerant greens. When other crops slow down in summer heat, this one thrives. It climbs, grows rapidly, and produces continuously throughout warm months. Kale is one of the most reliable long-season crops. It doesn't grow fast, but it rarely stops. If you harvest the outer leaves and leave the center intact, it continues producing for months, even surviving light frost. Lettuce is one of the fastest crops you can grow. In as little as 3 to 4 weeks, you can begin harvesting. Using the cut-and-come-again method, you can harvest repeatedly from the same plant. Beets are a two-in-one crop. You get both edible roots and nutritious leaves from the same plant. Swiss chard is another long-term producer. A single planting can provide continuous harvests for 3 to 5 months or more. Green onions and chives are almost endless. Once planted, you can cut them repeatedly, and they regrow again and again for years. So what does all of this tell us? Fruit trees are not useless. They are valuable and important, but they're not always the most efficient way to think about food production. When you measure output per square foot, per season, and per effort, these smaller plants often outperform larger ones. Not because they are bigger, but because they are faster, denser, and continuously productive. The next time you walk through a garden, don't just look up at the trees. Look down, because often the most productive systems are the ones growing quietly at your feet.